Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? Today we're going to tackle this really cool paper all about awe.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you know that feeling of just being completely blown away by something.
absolutely.
But we're going deep.
Yeah.
We're going past those surface level observations
Yeah.
and really looking at the science behind it.
It's a fascinating emotion, really.
It is
Yeah.
so much more than just like a quick, oh wow,
Right.
it's so much deeper than that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's more than just a fleeting feeling.
Yeah.
And we're gonna uncover what it really is,
Yeah.
why it matters, and how to experience more of it in your own life.
Yes. Because who wouldn't want more awe, right? I mean, that's what it's all about, those moments that just kind of take your breath away.
Exactly.
So let's break it down.
Yeah.
What exactly is awe? I mean, when we talk about awe, are we just talking about being amazed by something?
Well, it's definitely a step beyond simple amazement.
Okay.
Think of it as having two key ingredients.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Two key ingredients.
Yeah, the first one is this sense of vastness.
Vastness. Okay.
So something that is way bigger than your everyday experience.
Here you
It
go.
could be the Grand Canyon. It could be a mind-blowing scientific theory.
Yeah.
Anything that makes you feel like you're grasping at something beyond your normal frame of reference.
Your brain is saying, whoa, this changes everything.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so we've got vastness, and what's the second ingredient?
The second ingredient is the need for accommodation.
Need for accommodation? What does that even mean?
So this is your brain scrambling to make sense of this vastness.
Okay.
Trying to fit it into your existing understanding of the world.
Right.
Like a mental puzzle where you keep finding new pieces.
Okay, so vastness plus this mental wrestling match.
Yeah.
But isn't awe usually a good thing?
Well, here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Awe can be both positive and negative.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I always think of it as positive.
right. So picture yourself on a mountaintop,
Okay.
taking in a breathtaking vista.
Yeah.
That's classic positive awe.
Yeah.
But witnessing a natural disaster, something terrifying yet immense,
Oh, right.
can also evoke awe.
Wow.
Both of those involve vastness and force us to reconsider our place in the world.
So it's not just about the scale of something, it's about how it makes us rethink our whole perspective.
Exactly. And there are different flavors of awe, too.
Flavors.
Yeah, researchers Keltner and Haidt,
Okay.
they propose 5 types.
Okay.
Thread-based awe, beauty-based awe,
Okay.
awe inspired by exceptional ability or virtue,
Uh-huh.
and even awe stemming from the supernatural.
Really, from the supernatural.
Yeah, think about those moments where you felt that awe sensation.
Mhm.
Did any of these flavors ring true for you?
I'm going to have to think about that one.
Yeah.
But why would we evolve to feel this way?
Right.
What's the evolutionary advantage of being overwhelmed by something bigger than ourselves?
Well, some scientists think that awe might have helped our ancestors survive
Okay.
by highlighting safe environments.
Safe environments, how so?
So imagine being on a high vista, like the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
You can see for miles,
Right.
meaning danger is less likely to sneak up on you.
Oh, so feeling awe was like an early warning system.
Right.
Okay, interesting.
Saying, hey, you're safe here.
But wouldn't feeling small and insignificant
Yeah,
make you more vulnerable?
that's a great point. It's a complex puzzle. And there are other theories, too.
Okay.
Some argue that awe's cognitive challenge,
Mm-hmm.
forcing us to update our mental models,
Okay.
could have been beneficial.
So it's like awe pushes us to learn and adapt. The more we encounter things that make us go, wow,
Right.
the more we're expanding our understanding of the world.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely. And let's not forget the social aspect.
Okay, the social aspect.
Researchers suggest that awe can promote self-transcendence
Okay.
and group cohesion, that feeling of belonging to something bigger than ourselves.
You mean like at a concert when everybody's swept up in the music
Exactly.
and they feel connected?
Yeah, shared awe could have helped early humans strengthen social bonds, cooperate better, and ultimately increase their chances of survival as a group.
So awe brings us together.
It does.
Interesting. Okay, so we've got this complex emotion with deep roots.
Yeah,
But what actually triggers it in us
right.
is nature, the main culprit.
Nature is definitely a major player.
Okay.
I mean, think about towering mountains, vast forests,
Yeah.
the ocean.
Yeah.
These natural landscapes, they often inspire awe.
Right.
It's not just about size, though.
Okay.
It's also the sheer complexity and beauty of the natural world.
It's like walking into a forest and being surrounded by so much information.
Right.
The way light filters through the leaves,
Yeah.
the sounds of birds and insects, the feel of the earth beneath your feet.
It's true.
It's just like sensory overload in the best possible way.
It is, and then there's the overview effect.
The overview effect, what's that?
This is that awe-inspiring experience astronauts have when seeing Earth from space.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I
Yeah.
can only imagine.
The paper quotes some amazing astronaut accounts, like one described feeling an incredible connection to Earth,
Oh, wow.
a feeling unlike anything they had experienced before.
I wonder if everybody could see Earth from that perspective.
Right.
Would it change how we treat our planet? What do you think?
That's a powerful question to consider.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that nature isn't the only source of awe.
Okay.
Cultural differences also play a role in what triggers this emotion.
Uh-huh.
For example, a study found that personal accomplishments were more likely to spark awe in Americans,
Oh, interesting.
while Chinese students were more awed by other people.
So individualistic cultures like the U.S.
Yeah.
We might be primed to feel awe about achieving our own goals,
Right.
while collectivist cultures might focus more on the achievements of the group.
Precisely. It highlights how our backgrounds can shape our experiences of awe.
Yeah.
But even with these differences,
Yeah.
the study found that people were universally awestruck by other people, regardless of their culture.
So there's something fundamentally human about being impressed by the potential and achievements of others, even if the specifics vary.
That's right.
But does personality play a role? Or are some people just more prone to feeling awe?
That's a great question,
Yeah.
and one we'll explore further in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, so stay tuned because we're just getting started.
We are. Welcome back. Last time we were talking about cultural and individual differences in how we experience awe.
Right, all the different things that can trigger that feeling.
Yeah, exactly. But let's shift gears now
Oh.
and explore what happens in our bodies and minds
Okay.
when we're actually in that awestruck state.
Because it's more than just a feeling, right?
Absolutely.
And there are actual measurable effects.
Yeah, one of the most intriguing is the physical sensation of chills.
Chills.
Yeah, you know that tingly, goosebumpy feeling you get when you're deeply moved by something.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And get this, the paper says awe is one of the TRP triggers for goosebumps,
Really?
second only to being cold.
Wow, I never thought about it that way.
And it even breaks down the science saying there are two types.
2 types of goosebumps?
Goose tingles linked to positive emotions,
Okay.
and cold shivers, which tend to go with negative feelings.
So wait, is that like a real scientific distinction?
Yeah, it comes from research by Maruskin, Thrash, and Elliott.
Okay.
They found that both involve those familiar chills, but they stem from different emotional pathways in the brain.
So like that spine-tingling feeling you get when you hear a powerful piece of music.
Right.
That's goose tingles telling you you're having a positive connecting experience.
Exactly.
But like, if you're shivering from fear, that's a different story.
Totally different, and it ties in beautifully with the other pro-social effects of awe we'll be discussing.
Okay.
But first, there's another fascinating psychological effect to unpack. The small self.
The small self, what's that?
It's that feeling of literally shrinking in the face of something immense.
Oh, right, right.
The paper even mentions a study where people drew smaller self-portraits
No way.
after experiencing awe.
Wow, that's wild.
It's like our ego, our sense of self-importance,
Yeah.
literally diminishes in the presence of something that makes us feel small and insignificant by comparison.
Which honestly can be a good thing, right?
I think so.
Like letting go of that ego-driven focus on me, myself, and I.
Absolutely. That sense of the small self can profoundly impact how we perceive the world and our place in it.
It also connects to the idea of time expansion, right?
Yes.
How awe can make people feel like they have more time available. I remember reading about a study by Rudvose and Aker.
Oh, yeah. Fascinating study. They found that experiencing awe can make people more willing to volunteer their time,
Really?
prioritize experiences over possessions, and even report greater life satisfaction.
It's like awe gives us a much-needed perspective shift.
Right.
Reminding us there's more to life than just chasing the clock or collecting stuff. It's about savoring the present moment and connecting with something bigger.
And speaking of connection,
Yeah.
one of the most compelling aspects of awe is how it increases our sense of belonging to our communities and to humanity as a whole.
So it's not just about me feeling small. It's about me feeling connected to something larger.
Exactly. The paper mentions a study where people who experience awe were more likely to describe themselves using universal categories,
Okay.
like a person or an inhabitant of Earth.
Oh, interesting.
It's like they were seeing themselves as part of a larger, interconnected web.
And this interconnectedness
Yeah.
seems to have amazing ripple effects, especially when it comes to generosity and kindness.
There's growing evidence that awe can make us more pro-social,
More pro-social meaning.
meaning more likely to help others, more generous, more ethical.
So awe makes us better people.
It seems like the paper describes a study by Piff and his colleagues where people who felt awe were more likely to help others be more generous and act more ethically.
Wow, so it's like scientifically proven?
It's pretty compelling. They even did this cool experiment
Oh, what was that?
where they had people look up at either towering eucalyptus trees or a tall building.
Okay, so one group is looking at nature.
Right.
And the other one is looking at like a skyscraper.
Exactly. And the people who gazed at the trees feeling that sense of natural awe
Yeah.
were more likely to help the experimenter pick up dropped pens afterwards.
So it's not just about feeling good.
Right.
Awe actually motivates us to do good.
That seems to be the case, and this brings us to the bigger picture.
Okay.
If awe has such a positive impact on our well-being, our generosity, even our understanding of science,
Yeah.
how can we cultivate more of it in our lives?
That's the million-dollar question.
It is, and while the research is still young, it offers some clues.
Okay, I'm all ears.
One key takeaway is that awe isn't limited to grand, once-in-a-lifetime experiences.
Right.
It's something we can find in the everyday if we know where to look.
So instead of waiting for that trip to the Grand Canyon,
Exactly.
we can actively seek out awe in our daily lives.
Think about the things that make you feel that sense of wonder and amazement.
Mm.
It could be anything from stargazing to listening to your favorite music to simply taking a walk in nature and noticing the intricate details of a flower or a leaf.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
It's about shifting our perspective and being open to those little wow moments that often go unnoticed.
But there's more to uncover, right?
There is.
Yeah, in the final part of our deep dive, we'll explore some of the cutting-edge research on awe and delve into its therapeutic potential, as well as some of the ethical considerations that come with this powerful emotion.
Okay, so stay with us.
Stay with us.
All right, we are back and ready to wrap up our deep dive into awe.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground, haven't we?
We have, from its evolutionary roots to its effects on our minds and bodies. But as with anything, there's always more to discover.
Right, there's still so many unanswered questions about awe.
Like what?
Well, for example, we've talked about how awe can promote group cohesion and connection.
Right, bringing people together.
But what about the flip side?
The flip side.
Could it be manipulated?
Manipulated how so?
To fuel negative group behavior.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Could awe be used to strengthen prejudice or even justify harmful actions?
It's a possibility, and one that researchers are starting to investigate.
That's a little unsettling.
It's crucial to understand both the light and shadow sides of any emotion.
Right. Especially one as powerful as awe.
Exactly.
And the paper also mentions the need for more research on how awe is experienced across different cultures.
Yeah, we touched on this earlier with individualistic versus collectivist cultures.
Right. Like how personal achievements might inspire more awe in Americans,
Yeah.
while Chinese students might be more awed by the accomplishments of others.
Right, but there's so much more to explore.
It makes you wonder how different cultures experience and express awe.
Absolutely. And then there's the neuroscience of awe.
The neuroscience.
What's actually happening in the brain when we're in that awestruck state.
Oh, that's fascinating.
There's been some preliminary research using brain imaging,
Okay.
but we're really just at the beginning.
Imagine being able to see which parts of the brain light up when someone experiences awe,
Right.
whether it's from gazing at a star-filled sky or listening to a piece of music.
It would give us incredible insights into the neural mechanisms underlying this emotion.
Yeah, and potentially help us understand how to harness its power.
For things like therapy.
Oh, right, the therapeutic potential of awe.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Could awe be used to help people struggling with anxiety, depression, or even trauma?
It's an interesting thought.
There's a lot of potential there. The paper mentions the work of psychologist Kirk Schneider,
Okay.
who's exploring awe-based consciousness and its potential applications in therapy.
So using awe as a tool for healing and growth.
That's the idea.
And it brings us back to a question we touched on earlier.
Yeah.
Can we actively seek out awe experiences, or are they just random serendipitous moments?
That's the big question, isn't it?
I mean, knowing what we know now about awe, it triggers its effects.
Right.
Can we intentionally create opportunities to experience it more often?
That's certainly worth trying.
So what do you suggest? How do we become more awe-prone?
Well, think about the things that evoke that sense of wonder and amazement in you.
Okay.
It could be anything from spending time in nature to immersing yourself in art or music that moves you.
Or even just taking a moment to appreciate the simple things.
Exactly like the beauty of a sunset or the intricate patterns in a fallen leaf.
It's about being present and open to those moments of awe.
Right. And who knows, maybe by intentionally seeking out awe, we can not only enrich our own lives,
Yeah.
but also contribute to creating a more compassionate, interconnected, and awe-inspired world.
Well said. That's a beautiful thought to end on.
It is.
So keep looking up, keep exploring, and keep allowing yourself to be awestruck by the beauty and wonder that surrounds us.
Couldn't said it better myself.
Until next time, happy awe-seeking.